to ask you a question. The Pentagon says the Iran war has almost cost America $37.5 billion. Now they are asking the Congress for another $67 billion. So here's my question. What exactly did America buy with the first $37.5 billion? Seriously? Was it missiles, aircraft carriers, bombers, fuel, troops, or is the modern warfare just far more expensive than most of us realized? Because today, the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth was on the Capitol Hill answering tough questions from the senators. Some lawmakers are asking, why is this costing so much? How long will it take? And if we already spent $37.5 billion, will another $67 billion be enough? Today, let's break it down. Where did the entire money go? Now, when people hear $37.5 billion, it's hard to understand how much money that really is. So let's start with one important fact. The biggest part of the Pentagon's request isn't for salaries. It's not for new military bases and it's not for the new aircraft carrier. A large part of it is for replacing weapons that have already been used. According to the administration request, around $21 billion is for munitions and rebuilding the stockpiles. That means missiles, bombs, aircraft interceptors, precision weapons, and this aren't cheap. A Tomahawk cruise missile can cost around $2 million. A Patriot interceptor can cost around $4 million. Some missile defense interceptors cost well over $10 million each, depending on the system. So every time one of this weapon is fired, it's not just used, it has to be replaced. Because if another crisis starts tomorrow, the US military still needs enough weapons to respond. That's why replacing the stockpiles become almost as important as using them. But here's something that surprised me while reading through the budget request. Missiles aren't actually the biggest long term expenses. You know what is keeping the military in the fight? Think about this. Imagine parking your car in the driveway. If you don't drive it, it doesn't cost much. Now imagine you are driving that car 24 hours a day, every day for months. Fuel, maintenance, new tires, oil changes, repair, everything wears out faster. Now, replace the car with an aircraft carrier or B 2 stealth bomber or a F-35 fighter jet. The cost adds up incredibly fast. Every hour those aircrafts are in the air, someone is paying for fuel, maintenance crews, spare parts, pilots, intelligence supports, logistics, and it's not just aircraft. The Navy has ships deployed across the region. Thousands of American service members remain stationed throughout the Middle East. They all need food, water, medical support, communication, transport. Even when no shots are fired, the bill keeps growing and growing. That's why the Pentagon's request includes another 17.3 billions just to sustain the ongoing military operations. So let me ask you another question. When you hear $37.5 billion, what do you think costs more? The missiles or simply keeping America's military deployed every single day? I used to think it was missiles, but the deeper I look, the more I realize the modern war aren't just expensive because of combat, they are expensive because of every day behind the combat. And that leads to another mystery. If America is spending this much money, what has it actually accomplished? How much damage has been done? What has Iran lost? What has United States achieved? And perhaps the biggest question of all, why are some lawmakers saying another $67 billion still may be not enough? Let's take a closer look. The Pentagon says the campaign has significantly degraded Iran's military capabilities through strikes on the military targets and by sustaining the US operations in the region. Officials argue the funding is needed not only to continue those operations but also to replace the weapons that have already been used. But that's one part of the picture. Military success isn't measured only by the targets destroyed, it's also measured by whether your own forces stay ready for the next crisis. And that's where today's hearing becomes really interesting. Defense Secretary warned the senators that if Congress does not approve the additional funding soon, the Pentagon may have to continue delaying the maintenance, reducing training, and slowing the replacement of the key weapons. Think about that for a moment. Imagine you are a firefighter. You put on one fire, but afterwards you don't replace the hoses, you don't repair the truck, and you don't refill the water tank. What happens when the next emergency comes? That's the concern Pentagon leaders are trying to explain. They argue this request isn't only about paying for the last few months, it's about making sure the military is prepared for whatever comes next. Now, you might be wondering if the military says it needs money, why doesn't Congress simply approve it? Fair question, right? Because Congress has two jobs. The first is to support the national defense. The second is to ask tough questions before approving billions of taxpayers' dollars. During today's hearing, the lawmakers pressed Pentagon officials on several issues. They wanted to know why has the cost increased so quickly? How long are these operations expected to continue? Could the administration come back in 6 months asking for even more money? And what is the long term strategy? Those questions matter because emergency funding is supposed to be exactly that, emergency funding, not a permanent way of finance military operations. So this debate isn't just about dollars, it's about accountability. And that's why this hearing matters far beyond Washington. But there's one final thought. Even if Congress approves the full $67 billion, the Pentagon doesn't get new missiles tomorrow. Defense companies still have to build them. That process can take months, and for some advanced weapon, even years. But if Congress doesn't approve the funding, Pentagon officials warn they may have to delay replacing those weapons while continuing the current operations. Either way, there isn't a quick solution, and that's why today's debate isn't about money, it's about time. How quickly can America rebuild what is already used? Congress will still decide the funding, but only time will decide how fast those stockpiles can be restored. Thanks for watching. Do follow Study World Politics for more such news.